If you have this idea of go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, get out of debt, and invest for the long term in the stock market, that's old. That's your prison. It's what people have put into your head. And so Kim was saying, she's driving in today, and people are standing in the parking lots looking for jobs. But they're still operating on the old. And so a rich dad it's been really tough being Chicken Little, saying the sky is falling, the sky is falling, the sky is... Well, the sky fell. You know, this coronavirus thing, it's the end of the world as we knew it. We know it. And it's about time people grow up, you know. So that means instead of trying to be an employee and have somebody take care of you, it might be an opportunity to grow up and take care of other people, to hire people, to provide jobs rather than look for a job. And that's my point of view. The problem is our school system doesn't provide you that education. They're still brainwashing you into becoming an employee or a doctor or a lawyer or an accountant, heaven forbid. And I don't know if you know this, but accountants and lawyers are obsolete already because you don't really need them within artificial intelligence coming along. So our school system is obsolete, but so are the ideas in your head. So people call me a pessimist. I'm actually an optimist because I can see the future, and the future is very bright, but you have to let go of old ideas. Grow up. That's really the message from Rich Dad. Now, I know I piss a lot of people off when I say that. Well, you have no idea how hard it was for me. You have no idea how hard it is. I said, you have no idea how hard it is for Kim and I. You know, we've been sued for $30 million. We've had people lie, cheat, and steal inside our company. So it hasn't been easy being an entrepreneur. So if you want it easy, go get a job with the government. I've said to your generation, you have more power today with that iPhone than any other generation in history. You know what I mean? That iPhone in 2007 or 2009 it came out. Man, you guys have so much power to be the best entrepreneurs in the world. So there's a lot of good things happening for you guys, except if you went to school and you're taught by those incompetent school teachers like my poor dad. They're good people, but they haven't got any, as they say in Spanish, no cojones. No cojones. The Federal Reserve Bank is a socialist or a communist organization, but they'll never tell you that. When I was about 25 years old, I started studying this stuff, and the more I studied, the more I felt I needed a shower. You know, I mean, they were just lying to us. When the market crashed into 2020, March of 2020, only 16% of the teachers, firefighters, and police officers' pension was funded, 16%. So they had $16 for every 100 they owed. Now it's down to 6. They're broke. So they're covering all of this up. So they want to bring UBI in so they can just mass produce money. And then so they're going to pay people not to work so they can escape. Do you know what I mean? So, well, we gave you all this money, and they're going to escape. You know, I say to your generation, with that iPhone, become an entrepreneur. You know, so you don't need the job security. Nothing wrong with it, but you don't want to need it. You don't need the UBI. You don't need the paycheck. If you can get off of needing that paycheck, you're free. You can make your own money. That's the difference. This is a little bit more than people need to know, but you know, there's a thing called the debt to GDP ratio. So when the thing crashed in 2020 in March, the debt went up and the GDP, the gross domestic product, went down. So we produced less, but we raised the debt up. So debt went up, GDP went down. And if this coronavirus comes back, which I think it will, we're bankrupt. Once debt to GDP passes 90%, we're bankrupt. Today it's 115% debt to GDP in America. So we're already bankrupt. And so the UBI is no different than the Romans paying the Roman citizens to sit in the Colosseum and watch the Dallas Cowboys play the Green Bay Packers. You know, nothing really changes. What they're afraid of is deflation, because deflation means depression. So this thing called quantitative easing, which is printing money, that came out in 1930. You know, well, Bernanke thinks he did it, but he copied in 1930. And then they have zero interest rates policy. So what that means is they print money and then they pay you nothing, no interest, zero interest rate policy. And people still say to their kids, go to school, work hard, save money, and, save till it hurts. If you think like an entrepreneur, you've really got to think outside the box. And I say it again, the iPhone gives you so much power. I talked to that young guy. He's got he's 19 years old. His father wants me to tell him to go back to college. And so I called him up. I think the numbers were he gets $12 a month on a subscription basis. And he's got, I think, 6,000 or 6,000 subscribers. So he's making like $72,000 a month. It's just, my father thinks I should go back to college. I said, well, I hate to tell you, I called his father and said, I think your son's in good shape. So for your generation, really is to get outside of what mainstream media says is the right way to think and think for yourselves.